Hello, this is Father Bill Watson, and this is a question for our YouTube channel, Ask Me, Ask Father Bill. And today's question is, do you pray the prayer to St. Michael? In taking this question, it was my understanding that the specific prayer mentioned was the one created by Pope Leo XIII. Here is some background on the vision of Pope Leo that led to the prayer's inclusion at every Catholic Mass around the world till just after the Second Vatican Council. The vision of Pope Leo XIII that is said to have inspired him to compose the prayer to St. Michael the Archangel is known as the St. Michael apparition or St. Michael's vision. It occurred according to the account of Pope Leo in 1884 when he was celebrating Mass in a chapel in the Vatican. According to his account, during the Mass, Pope Leo suddenly had a mystical experience in which he saw a vision of evil spirits who were gathering and causing great harm to the church. In this vision, the Pope witnessed a dialogue between Jesus Christ and Satan. Satan boasted that he could destroy the church given enough time and power. Jesus, in response, granted Satan more power for a limited period, usually described as a century or so, to test the faithfulness of the church. Disturbed by what he had seen, Pope Leo immediately composed the prayer to St. Michael the Archangel as a plea for protection and assistance against the forces of evil that he believed were particularly active and threatening to the church. He then decreed that this prayer be recited at the end of every Mass in the world. This practice continued until 1964 when the Vatican made changes to the liturgy as part of the Second Vatican Council, and the specific mention of the St. Michael prayer in the Mass was no longer required. It is somewhat ironic that just as the Church needed this reminder at each Mass to pray that our mortal adversary be vanquished by the power of God, it was withdrawn during the liturgical reform of the Council. Heading into the Cultural Revolution of the 60s and the subsequent collapse of religious vocations and Catholic practice to follow, and now the current crises of seemingly imminent nuclear war, civilizational threats of artificial intelligence, global declines in births that threaten many countries in the West, one thinks it wise to pray this prayer daily. I pray it for very Ignatian reasons as well. St. Ignatius knew that our mortal foe, the one he called the enemy of human nature, was way too powerful for us, which is why St. Ignatius counseled never to dialogue with the enemy, but always direct prayers to Jesus. As one who has experienced my complete inability to save myself, I know I have an enemy that seeks to confound me daily. So I do pray it, and I encourage you to do so as well. I was at a diocese recently where at the meetings, all the priests said the prayer in union at the end of Mass. I asked one of the priests why they said it. He said it was instituted by the bishop for all Masses in the diocese. Why? Because of the scourge of child sex abuse. So yes, I do pray the prayer daily. Before my head leaves the pillow each morning, I pray 3 prayers: the daily morning offering, the Memorare, and the St. Michael prayer in that order. Let's end with the prayer to St. Michael the Archangel, and I hope this helps you. St. Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our defense against the wickedness and the snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen.